Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mega Man 3 or Rockman 3 tournament, if you prefer. This is a losers round 5 match in this double elimination tournament, and tonight we have two of the top 10 players in this tournament going head to head in a winner go home match. On the left, we have the 8th seed, MelloFlowz, is also running this tournament, and the 6th seed, cassiothird, in what should be a very good match tonight. I'm Pro8007, very happy to be joining you. My co-com, FastedCC, will be joining us shortly. It's running a little late, but we'll get this race started, and it should be a good one. So good luck to our runners. I'm going to drop the flag here in a minute. So Cassio comes in with a PB of 34.17. Mello has a PB of 35.54. So about a minute, a little over a minute and a half difference. But in this kind of game, there are a lot of places, particularly early on, and in the middle game, where mistakes can and will happen. So both runners are going to have to be on point here in their execution to be successful. So, just because there is a big gap doesn't mean it's a given by any stretch. We've seen already in this tournament really good runners have some major struggles in places because the game is not very forgiving at times. So, you got to be careful. The winner of tonight's match will go on to play Maru in losers round 6. And right on cue, just as we're getting ready to start here, my co-com, FastedCC, welcome.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. So yeah, we're just getting underway here in game 1 of this best of 3. Both runners are starting off with Top Man, which is the preferred choice among the top runners.
Yeah, I think at this point in the tournament, we're almost exclusively seeing top runners. I think we had a Papat do Magnet yesterday, but I think of the ones left, I think it's all top first runners now.
Yeah. Yeah, Magnet is probably easier for people starting out, but yeah, definitely as you get in the higher ranks, you're gonna definitely be seeing a lot of top first. I'm more familiar with Mello than Cassio. You think they're gonna do the same 8 in order, or is there gonna be a divergence?
No, it should be the same. I think you can do a couple of the stages in different orders, but for the most part, it's pretty static. People kind of choose to do the same.
Yeah.
The same 8. And
Yeah.
even in the dock robot routing, it's pretty common to see the same order there as well among a lot of the top runners.
Yeah, which I found interesting, just because there really is no discernible difference, but I guess it's a mental thing more than anything. Going Dark Gemini first.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to get the difficult ones out of the way early.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly from a platforming standpoint, early in Dark Gemini, you want to do that first. Clean top man fights from both runners. Both got 3 cycles. Cassio out just a little faster than Mello, about a 4.5, 5-second difference.
Yeah, both playing it pretty safe, not going for the last top jump there, which is definitely pretty common race strat here. Yeah, even among runners with 33s in this game, you see most people not going for that jump.
Yeah, definitely in a race setting, you are gonna pull back a little bit on some of those strats, just because a mistake can be extremely costly. But as we get to costly mistakes, we have Shadow Man here, and the end of this stage can be a real killer.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Really nice proto fight from Cassio. He's got some beautiful mash.
Yeah. And, for those interested in Mega Man 3 speedrunning, that's one of the key aspects of the game, is your mashing has got to be on point.
Really nice Dark Room too. This is a hot shadow stage from Cassio here.
Yeah,
All right, here's the... Sorry, go ahead.
Here we go. No, go ahead. Yeah. Oof.
Ooh, nice parachutes too.
And Mello definitely playing it very safe here. You don't want to take the death, and so this is widening Cassio's early lead here. Mello does get through it deathless. Cassio uses the last of his top spin to take out Shadow Man.
What are you doing over there, Cassio? Typically, you want to try to end these fights in the middle, and Shadow's usually. Ooh, that was a fancy finish there for Mello. The double hit on the last jump. Good thing you got it too, because yeah, he was out of ammo as well.
Yeah, and perfectly doable fight if you have to go to Buster, but not ideal because Shadow does move around a lot and can get around your move, can get around you pretty easily. So yeah, so
yeah,
Go ahead.
And just more than that, it's he takes 7 damage from topspin and 1 from Buster, so
right,
you're plus the menu, you're just adding so much time there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we're on to Gemini Man, the third of 8 robot masters.
Pretty nice looking first screen for both so far.
Yeah.
Cassio gets the zip.
Yep, and Cassio
Nice job,
also. Ooh, and Cassio debugged the music there, so this will be just sound effects until we get to Gemini Man's room.
It's a pretty impressive Gemini display from both so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
taking advantage of some of those despawn strats. You can only have 3 of those little fish, those tadpoles coming out of the eggs at one time, so you can take advantage of that and just kind of spam your way through the rest of it without having to worry about other respawns. Ooh.
Okay. Good recovery. Yeah, it's one of those cool. Oh, that's a nice little hybrid Rush Marine strat for Mello here.
Yeah.
Kind of unique to him. I don't think I've seen other people do that one.
I think I saw somebody else. Actually, it might have been Mello. One of the other I've done 2 other races in this tournament. Yeah, I think Mello did it in his race against Kaiser.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know it's something that he brought to the attention of the community before. That it's probably better than just going pure Rush Marine. I mean, it's definitely faster than going pure Rush Marine if your goal is to not do all the single block slide Marine. So yeah, pretty cool.
Very, very good fight by Mello against Gemini Man. So he's 3 down. Cassio with a pretty comfortable lead right now, though. Mello does have a lot of extra lives. He's been picking those up like candy so far as we head to Needle Man.
Really appreciate Cassio bustering screen 1 of Needle. You don't see many runners do that. Even the ones that have the mash to pull it off. It's it saves it saves 2 menus. So if you can do it like Cassio did, you save about a half a second. So it's not trivial. Or it's not a small amount of time saved.
Yeah, Mello using Gemini Laser to cut through those guys early on. Yeah. If you don't have the mash, you'd probably use Gemini Laser. But
I mean, I use Gemini Laser, so
yeah.
Yeah, no shade on anybody that uses it, but for the people that can do Buster, it's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're magnet first, you'd probably you'd be adding an extra menu because you'd take out those Mets perhaps with magnet missiles. So it is an interesting little quirk as far as strat goes.
Yeah, magnet first I wouldn't recommend it as much because you're only saving 1 menu rather than 2, which kind of eats into that time save.
Right. A very clean fight from Cassio against Needle Man. Needle, you know, known for his unpredictable movements. That Gemini laser, you can't fire 2 in a row. So if you miss, you gotta wait for it to disappear or hope you get a lucky carom.
Yep, both handling it just fine. Mello using the bank shot strategy for the second one. That's an old school strat for that fight. That was like prevalent back in 2014. More and more runners have been going away from it, but some people still do the second shot that way.
Yeah, if you can get a consistent setup with it, you know, it might as well go with what works. Nice
Totally,
slide
yeah.
there.
Yeah, there's no real time difference between the two. It's just a matter of what you feel most comfortable with.
Mhm.
We saw the snake sip from Cassio, right?
Yes, we did.
I think we're gonna see Mello go over, so we'll see a little bit of a strat difference here in Snake.
Yeah. Yep. He's going over the wall.
We'll see Cassio try to set up the second snake sip here. Nice.
There. Very nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, each one saves a second if you do it right, so a couple seconds picked up just from that strat alone for Cassio in this stage.
Yeah. And, you know, Rush Jet, you know, is going to get plenty of play here in the final screen here. Sort of foreshadowing a strat that will be used in Doc Needle.
Oh, a little early on the jet spawn for Mello. Gets punished with four snake shots for the maximum amount of lag.
Yeah. Very nice fight from Cassio. They got some good RNG as well.
That's actually the worst pattern.
Really?
No, yeah, you don't want him to end in the left. Either of the other patterns, you can kind of kill him closer to the center. But yeah, killing him there, the fanfare doesn't start until all the explosion bubbles track off screen.
That's true.
So that one usually ends up being about a second slower. But he executed it perfectly, so that's good.
Yeah. As I say, his execution, you know, given all that, you know, was very good. And he got right in the center, so that's about like the most important thing. You know, anything you reduce time loss on that stuff.
Totally, yeah.
So
Cassio taking a second, he messed up his movement a little bit there, but that's a kind of a dangerous spot to do so, and kind of waited it out to not end up in the pit. He's playing really well in terms of like avoiding the big mistakes here.
yeah. Yeah, and you know, Magnet now 6th rather than 1st, which is what some runners might do. So it's kind of interesting to see how, you know, you go from, you know, potentially 1st to 6th in the batting order. But that's kind of what part of the charm of MM3 is. There are actually several valid starting routes you can do, and it's just kind of fun to see how they all kind of come together at the end.
Yeah, speaking of fun to see, we got to see the Shadow Blade strats from Mello there on screen 1. Only one of a couple runners, I think, that uses Shadow in Magnet. The strats are really neat.
Yeah, and he used it against Proto Man there, which is normally something you'd only see in a Hard Man stage, fighting Proto Man with the Shadow Blade.
Yeah. Oh, this fight. Magnet took a tour of the whole room there. Yeah, the Shadow Blade strat in Magnet is interesting. I think optimally it's maybe about the same as Buster, possibly a bit slower, but it gives you some other options. And I would say it's kind of tough to optimize just because with Shadow Blade, when you throw it, you get like kind of in a stuck animation. And so trying to like kill all the enemies while like maintaining your forward progress is pretty tricky compared to Buster. But Shadow Blade's more powerful and you can shoot it at angles. So
right, yeah, it's definitely like a tough weapon to master. But yeah, to your point, yeah, it's got many other useful properties that give it kind of a unique advantage in that respect.
Just a little Hammer Joe room for Cassio. He got the hammer ball to go to the left. Means he was pretty fast through there.
So we're on to Robot Master number 7 here, Hardman. Sparkman will be the last one standing here.
Yeah, we should see some different strats here too. Cassio's gonna use Coil and try to kill the dozers that way, and then use Shadow Blade for Proto, like you were alluding to earlier. I'm actually not 100% sure what Mello does. He might even use like I can't remember what he does. But it's gonna be different. I think he like the monkey's coming up here. I think he shoots the guy so he goes back up.
Yeah.
I remember right?
Might be.
Yeah, okay. If you shoot him 4 times, they go back up and stay there. So that's what Mello did with the first one. Meanwhile, Cassio with the Shadow Proto fight. Merely an observation, Cassio, not criticism.
So that's 7 down for Cassio, maintaining a comfortable about a half a stage lead on Mello as we reach our final Robot Master. Mello having a little trouble with his menuing there.
Mello doing Coil and then Shadow Blade as well, so that's pretty neat. It's this is a tough strat. Yeah, Mello with some menuing issues, as his emote alludes to.
Ooh.
So we got to see Mello had enough health to take the double damage from Hardman and get out of the stuck animation. Cassio had to avoid it.
Alright, so... Oof. Goes right into the dozer.
Yeah. Those hitboxes, man.
Yeah, kind of a suggestion in some of these games.
Yeah, the dozers in particular in this game, I'd say like most of them here are pretty fair. The dozer just like he can just reject shots if he feels like it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you're just like a half a pixel short. Nope, sorry, it's Karam.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something weird about how like there might be a hitbox that you can't see that like moves up and down while he moves and can like block shots. Otherwise, that should hit. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
That's possible.
Whoa. Okay. It's a lot closer to those spikes than you would usually see anybody.
Cassio
Totally under control.
Gets his 8th Robot Master at 16:25. A very good time from Cassio.
Yep, Cassio cruising through the 8 robos.
Chat saying it was a 52 second gap going into Sparkman. Looks like it'll probably be about a minute or so by the time we're done here. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Cassio's actually I think his PB is a 1642 8 robos, and that was a 1636 teleport, I think. So
yeah,
he should actually be on PB pace right now. Of all the runners left in the tournament, I think like Cassio is the one that's most overdue for a PB. Like the other day he was like minus 18 out of robos. He has a 34-18, and he really should have like a sub 3350 time in this game.
Yeah. So yeah, based on the end of the Robot Masters, 54-second difference between the runners going into the dock stages. Ooh, Cassio had a look. Need one more shot to clear the path.
Yeah, Cassio having a classic Doc Gemini so far. It just keeps getting more classic with every screen too.
Well, this game has its quirks for sure. As now we get to the first of the 8 Mega Man 2 refights. We lead off with Flashman, which not somewhat amusingly is what you normally start off with in Mega Man 2. So, a nice little bit of parallel there.
It's funny, I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, I know it's not 100% monolithic, but I know Flash is generally considered the lead-off spot for Mega Man 2 runners.
Totally, and in any percent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really nice Flash fight for Cassio, by the way.
Yeah, he had got a good pattern and was able to really kind of keep it under control there. Now he heads to Bubble, Doc Bubbles, so should be a pretty straightforward fight with Shadow Blade.
Free Bubble for Cassio.
Nice fight, two nice fights in a row there, Mello. No trouble with Doc Flash. So on to Doc Shadow. So generally, for those not familiar, the general batting order for this is Gemini, Shadow, Needle, Spark.
All right, Cassio gets the music despawn glitch. Transitioning the same frame that you hit the spikes, so that it plays the death sound and kills the music. Saves about like 2.5 to 3 seconds in lag reduction.
Yeah, that's a key thing in Mega Man 3. Oof. That's a key thing in Mega Man 3 speedrun is lag reduction. Because the music and the graphics, as I understand, are on the same card, so that really can choke the game in certain spots.
Pretty bold play for Cassio there, going for the clutch jump. That's like a 40-second death if you die there, but feeling pretty confident and nails it.
Mello takes care of Bubble. So Woodman is kind of irritating just because his leaves, it's really hard to avoid. So
yeah, Cassio going for kind of an advanced version of the fight there, where you jump over the leaf shield and take damage from a falling leaf. Combined with the shot he did earlier, it means he only took 4 damage in this stage, and so that big health refill after the fight only has to fill up like half of what it normally would. Save some time.
Right. And that can be useful with Doc Heat just because you will take damage in all likelihood. So, you don't want to be you don't want to have to suddenly go into your go for a health refill. Very nice.
Cassio there, yeah. 30, 30, 60. I think. Ooh, Mellow down to 2 health. It's a little nerve-wracking here. I think he's already used his E-Tank as well.
He might, I believe he did.
Oh, he has.
No, he's got one.
From Rush Marine, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got his. Oh no! Now it's been completely wasted. Oh. Ooh, that's really tough to come back from. I mean, in terms of the time loss, okay, not a huge one, but that's still got to be tilting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as far as places to die, it's not too bad. But that was weird. He left that jump way short. Like that wasn't close.
Yeah. I think also just that wasn't the way he would normally go about it, and to have it happen when it did, and it's like, ugh. Yeah, it's like he got out of his routine, and then
that's
Cassio.
Better to die there than at the end of Doc Needle.
Yes, no, 100%. So, so both players have a death to to their names, but neither was particularly costly, so there is that. But it's still irritating, I think, for both runners.
That was a very Cassio death, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely two deaths that were pretty close to the checkpoint, but also two deaths that are very rare to see. Like if you look throughout the tournament, I don't know how many deaths have been claimed in those two spots from any runner.
Well, I think Doc Shadow probably a little more often, but
Sure.
not in that spot perhaps, but on one
pit.
of those. Yeah, one of those jumps.
Yeah. I mean, dying in that section is definitely something that's like fairly common, but that pit, that one is rare because you're not really contending with any drops or enemies or anything.
Right. So we're on to we still got about a one boss difference in terms of Doc fights. Doc Clash giving Casco a little bit of trouble, but no problem. Finishes him off. Mello on his way to takes out Doc Air, so now he's doing the constant jump across the gap.
Yeah, Doc Spark, the last Doc Robot Master here. Cassio's gotten a couple of Gemini drops, so he can fight Quick Man with Gemini Laser if he wants to.
Yeah. Generally, you use Search Snake, which is kind of a double-edged sword in that respect, because it does a lot of damage, but if you miss, it could be a real problem.
Yeah, but the same goes double for Gemini Laser.
Right, exactly. That's true.
Alright, pretty nice fight for Cassio. You don't want to take the damage there, but the spot where he finished is quite good. A little too far. Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, surprised he went for that.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. I think he knew it was far enough right, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's
that's our third music despawn strat, but that one you don't see very often, certainly not in race settings.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. There's just not really a good setup for it. You're kind of praying for subpixels there typically.
And Cassio in chat saying you didn't go for it.
Okay.
Just putting on a show for us. He thinks, well, come on, go for the swag, or claim you did.
That doesn't inspire me with a lot of confidence.
So that's it for the Doc fights for Cassio. He's out of 26-22.
Possible for Cassio to PB from here, but it would be tough. He'd need a really good set of Wily Castles.
Yeah, and Wily Castles in Mega Man 3 are very short compared to later games. There's 6 of them, and you conceivably done in under 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah, definitely short compared to like Mega Man 4.
Mm-hmm. Even Mega Man 2 is longer.
Yeah, I think Mega Man 2 is like in the 9-10 minute range, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Based on the splits I've done over the years, yeah, I'd say that's about right from what I've seen from other runners. Usually 16 is pretty common for the top players in MM2.
Actually, they might be closer to 11 now that I think about it. Yeah, I guess they're pretty long.
Yeah. So, but yeah, MM3 Wily stages are pretty short. But there are places for our runners to have some troubles. There are no checkpoints, so...
Oh my goodness, that jump. That was a pretty clutch jump from Mello there.
Yeah, very tight Snake Man fight, Doc quick fight there. So He's out of 27.54, so it's about a 90-second difference going into the Wily stages. Cassio's about to take on the Wily 1 boss fight.
Worst turtle for Cassio there. Another worst turtle. Second worst. Second worst. Second best. Yeah, not great turtles there.
Yeah, not getting a lot of help here.
Yeah, that's gonna pretty much seal Cassio's fate in terms of going for a PB, but still on pace for a really good race run here.
Chad's like turtly awful. Oh boy. It's like, and it'll be here all night, folks.
Okay.
Well, kind of getting the business here.
Okay, alright, everything's fine. I always get nervous through that section when things go wrong.
Yeah. Alright, so, Yellow Devil time.
Yep, looking for 10 shots across 2 jumps here. See if the mashes with Cassio here. Yep.
Sure is.
Easy kill for Cassio there. Oh, no.
Out it.
So Mello gets a worst, a second best, another worst, a second best again, and then another second best. Pretty average pattern there.
So, 29.56 for Cassio out of Wily 2 as we head now into Wily 3, which is another very short stage.
It's a pretty sick wiggle despawn of the light there for Cassio. It's a nice little turnaround.
Ooh. A little trouble there with the platforming, but nice bounce back. So now on to the sort of clone refight, and yeah.
Yep, made pretty quick work of that one. Mello with a pretty smooth Wily view there.
Yeah.
Handled that B section no problem. A little bit of a different strat. He uses the old strat of Rush Jet across there. Or
yeah.
Cassio use Coil.
Yeah, Jet is safer, but yeah, Coil is faster.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 2/3 of a second or something. Nice. Easy kill for Mello as well.
Right. So he's out at 31.33. So yeah, just over 90 seconds back based on the Wily 2 splits. Now get to the refights. Just leading off with Snake Man.
Yeah, best pattern and fights it really well too. Oh, this room in YP3.
Yeah.
So-called KLM room.
Well, having a little trouble. You're taking some bits of damage. As Cassio's 3 down here with the refights. The trick here is to minimize the amount of menuing you have to do, at least going from screen to screen.
Yeah, the refight route was revised back in like 2015, I think, and hasn't really been changed since, other than a couple people that do different routes.
Right.
That turnaround shot is so tricky in the needle refight.
Down to Magnet and Spark.
A really nice showing from Cassio here.
Yeah, he's gotten some good patterns, and his execution has been really sharp. And, you know, he's out of here in really almost no time. He's out at 33.19. So, yeah, not a PB, but he should be at about a mid 34 pace, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably going to be like, 12 seconds or something off his PB, which I'm really wondering how much that death in Dognito cost him. It was probably about that much.
I'd say that's about right, yeah. So,
Oh, we got a bit of a scary pattern there. Oh, Cassio.
A little trouble there.
Rare to see Cassio's mashing let him down as much as it has in this run.
Well, and yet he's still, keeping in range here for his PB, I mean, relatively speaking. Nice fight there by Mello. Take out hard, man. That's 4 down. Right, so down to the wire here with Gamma.
A nice Gemini refight as well. Nope. GG. 34-34.
Yeah. And clocked it. Official race time clocked it at 34-37, but nevertheless, a very solid win and performance by Cassio in game 1.
34-34 is going to win you a lot of races.
Absolutely.
Both got the 2 jump from Spark. All right. Mello through the refight. He's looking at a low to mid 36 here.
That sounds about right.
Which is a pretty solid run.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Considering his PV is 35-54.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you can stay within range of your PB in a race setting is always a really good feeling, because you probably are reining yourself in just a bit here on certain things, and to still come through, that's very impressive.
Yeah, like Mello in a pretty similar situation here, where like his death probably cost him 20 seconds or so, and he's probably going to miss PB by 25. Like both were pretty much right on their PBs without the deaths they took.
Yeah.
Mello delaying the start of the fight by jumping there, but it was very swaggy, so I can't fault him. GG Mello, 36-23 it looked like.
Yeah, race time clocked it at 36:24. So yeah, just about under 2 minutes. So, which is actually not far from their PBs. So pretty well within the I guess the standard gap that you would expect going in. But still very credible performances. And you saw, I guess, the difference between their styles and their approaches. Cassio's mashing, I think, really, carries the day in some of those tight situations. Get up GG's for our runners. We're going to get Game 2 started here shortly. And if you haven't already, give our runners a follow today. MelloFlowz and cassiothird, two long-time veterans of the Mega Man community. And give my co-comp Bastard CC and myself Pro8070 a follow as well. But do start with our runners here. They're the ones put on the show.
some good Mega Man 3 today. Looking forward to the next race as well. Honestly, I could see both runners PBing.
Right.
I wonder, over the course of the tournament, like, how many people's second run was better than their first?
I can't imagine it's very many, just because, just my own experience with these kinds of things. Usually your first run is often your best because you have less to work off of mentally. I feel like in your second game, you're almost comparing yourself to your first, and if you kind of get into that, it's easy to get into that mindset where you start making those little mental mistakes, and because you're kind of replaying everything in your head, it's like, oh, I got to do this better, I can do this better. So it's you almost gotta have to like purge what you did before out of your mind.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think for me it's the opposite. I think my second is usually better. I think the first I'm usually still trying to kind of warm up and like shake the nerves a little bit. And then the second, there's maybe a little bit more confidence there. Like, oh, I just did all this.
Yeah, I think there are certain games that's probably true, especially if you have, an opening like 4 or 5 minutes where, there are some really precise strats, or, it can get dicey early, and it's like, you kind of get through that, and it's like, okay, now I can relax, and, for the runners here, going top then shadow, it's like, you get past shadow, and it's like, okay, now we can breathe. And like, you got a little bit of room to work with.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the top first, the beginning is just so nerve-wracking. It's really easy to take a pretty significant death in like one of the first 3 stages.
Yeah.
More than that too. Like once you take one death and you still have like parachutes or Gemini single blocks ahead of you, you don't want to take that next death and put yourself in game over range either. Because that's like a surefire way to lose a race, is to take a big game over, late in a stage. And you don't want that hanging over your head. I never realized how dark Cassio's game feed was until having it next to MelloFlowz.
Yeah.
Like Cassio's speedrunning on an overcast day, I guess.
Sorry.
Oh, Cassio won.
Sorry. My bad. I apologize. That is all me.
No, you're good. Thank you for...
Yeah, mentally, it's like I just from SMB3R, like I'm always the one updating the thing. I forgot to do it this time. My own muscle memory is failing me in game 2.
Comparing yourself to game 1,
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecies. The joys of speedrunning.
Both staying pretty close through this top stage.
Yeah, very good play from both runners here early, getting toward the end here. Just a couple of seconds difference. Mello is taking it a bit slower here.
Yep. Both do the same here and wait out at the top jump. Oh. Cassio misses a shot in that phase, but you're allowed to miss one and still get the 3 cycle. Same for Mello, so.
right, so
pretty similar to last run, maybe a little closer. About the same, I guess. 4 or 5 seconds.
yeah.
I think last time Cassio had a 159, this time 158. So very, very similar. Any top you can walk away from in a race is a good one.
Right. Now we're on to Shadow, where the end of this stage is going to be crucial for our runners. We've seen many a player have trouble at the end of Shadow. Those jumps are pretty scary.
Nice proto once again for Cassio. We see Mello, like, I think Cassio picked up maybe 3 cycles in that proto fight. That's like about 2 seconds just from that one fight. Kind of goes to show like how much a good mash can help you there.
Yeah, that like I said during game 1, like that's absolutely critical if you want to be a top Mega Man 3 speedrunner, because I think more than the other Mega Man's, mashing is absolutely paramount to having great times in MM3, because it plays such a huge role.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can probably get down into the 34 range with any kind of mashing, but moving beyond that, you really need to kind of figure out how to at least get up to, maybe 8 shots a second or so.
Ooh, Cassio ran out of top, so he's gonna have to do this with Buster at the end. But
yeah,
Shadow hits hard, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, they were both playing with fire last run. Cassio got burned this time. So Mello picks some time back up. Cassio kind of widened his lead in that stage. It was, pretty nice Shadow stage, but Mello's fight much better.
Yeah, so only about a 10-second difference fading to black there. So yeah, Mello did pick up quite a bit of time because he played that last room very conservatively compared to Cassio. But he got pretty much all that time back because of Cassio's unfortunate situation with Shadow Man. So we'll see how things go here in Gemini, because this is another place where Cassio can really cut loose with his mashing strats.
Nice little recovery for Mello there. Again, a nice Gemini screen 1 for Cassio. Not an easy screen, and these runners are, well, had to eat my words as Mello immediately took a hit. But overall, really nice Gemini screen 1s for both, again.
Oh no!
Oh, no, that's you never want to make this mistake. I don't know what's going on with Cassio there, but he's leaving that shot short a lot. He did it in both races, and I saw in his last stream he did that a couple times as well. But yeah, anyway, Mello's gonna be playing Gemini with the music here. Oh no, just going from bad to worse here. I like when you shoot out that tadpole, the one you zip off of, you accidentally kill him. So what Mello did was killed the next one and waited it to get to the same spot, but then he missed it.
Well, it pains me to have to...
That's the double drop there. So Cassio got himself into a weird situation there because he didn't kill the dragonfly, and then got drops from both dragonflies as he killed them. And the second one was a big drop, and that just owned him.
So
we got double Rush Marine at the same time. Let's go. Now this is a race. This reminds me of a race I did with Shoni years ago in Mega Man 3 for Scrubathon, where he has a screenshot from back then where both of us were in Rush Marine at the same time.
Wow. And chat saying Asder, like, sucks for the runners. As a viewer, I benefit from more Gemini music. I agree with that statement.
Yeah, we got a lot more Gemini music there than we normally would. Mello missing the proto skip and then the death.
Both runners staying within pretty close range of each other. Cassio has had two unforced errors so far, and that's allowed Mello to stay pretty close. A lot of game left to be played, though. The race is still young.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that we're out of those first 3 stages, we got a little bit of a breather for the runners now. Going through some stages that should theoretically not be quite as scary. I wonder if Cassio has tried the other strat for the last porcupine there, where you jump up and shoot him and then jump up again, rather than stopping. Because I always thought that was a little bit faster, but Cassio may have timed that out. Staying very close here through Needle. Look at this.
Yeah, Cassio having a little trouble with some of his platforming. Mello's been pretty clean in Needles, so yeah, we've almost got a sync.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Mello's definitely picked up time on Cassio here.
He definitely has. There's about a 3-second difference out of Gemini, and now it's not even a second, I'd say.
Yeah, this is like close enough where the difference in needle pattern could swing Mello ahead. Oh no! Cassio... So
we've
Cassio
got
a frame... Yeah, sorry.
No, like, we've got our sync.
Yeah, Cassio gets a better pattern there, but he just threw some time away, probably just goofing off. Firing the Gemini laser as the door closes, like, you have a frame where you have control of Mega, and Cassio used it to fire a laser and cause like a half a second of lag for no reason, but it was entertaining, so I enjoyed it. Thank you, Cassio.
The Snake Man. A lot of vertical movement here, and there are going to be some differences in their approaches. Cassio should be able to gain some time here. We shall see.
So we're going to see Cassio go for the snake zip. If he gets him, he's going to pick up some time, which he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cassio picking up a little bit of time here with a fairly clean snake so far. What's going on, Cassio? Where's Jet, buddy?
There it is.
Well, we got a lead change. See if Cassio can get it back with the snake zip. Might be more than a second, though. Let's see. Okay, he gets it. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Cassio back in the lead. Short-lived lead for Mello there.
Well, we can never take that away from him.
I have no idea what happened in that Hammer Joe room, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it go that way.
It looked like he missed a jump. It looked like he missed a jump when he was doing his. He was trying to get around him, or get through him, and then just some wires got crossed.
Well, he should have been on Jet in the first place. Like, Cassio, what are you doing? That was a lot of menuing, just kind of flipping pages through his menu.
Oh.
Cassio gets the God pattern, but he missed a shot there. Yeah, still remaining very close here. Couple second lead for Cassio.
Yeah, definitely. So 11-13, fade to black. 11, just under 11-16, fade to black for Mello. So very close. 5 down, 3 to go. Next up is Magnet Man.
Well, Cassio did promise to throw for content, and I would say that he's living up to his end here.
Well. Oh, dear.
All right. Yeah. That's a lead for Mello. I don't know if Cassio's picked up any 1-ups so far.
think he got one back in Gemini when he went to Rush Marine.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's probably doing okay. Once you take multiple deaths, like and in a no reset scenario, I'm just like always thinking about, you know, how many do you have left? Nice dunk for Mello there. That's a tough strat.
He's gonna rush. He's rush jet around here. How much? I'm kind of a magnet first player. How much faster is Art Rush Jet versus just kind of waiting this out?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably somewhere around like 10 seconds faster to have Jet there.
Okay.
It's basically like why top first is faster. Is pretty much that room.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh man, Mello had basically the same magnet fight that Cassio had last time. I have no words for these magnet fights, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. They're a pain. So 1322 fade to black for Mello. Cassio out at 1328, so 6 seconds.
Yeah, Mello holding on to a very slim lead here. I was thinking about this recently, and like, there's some stages where you kind of change to a weapon right away. And you see some people menu first and then start their sliding, and then you see other people start their slide, then menu, and then slide again. And like,
yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah,
it's like, you know, mostly a matter of personal preference. I think sliding first is like very slightly better because this game has like a startup animation to moving. So like at the very start of the stage when you teleport in, you don't start walking immediately. You have like a standstill for like 6 frames, I think, before you start walking. So like if you slide first, you cut that part out. And like, I guess done optimally, it doesn't matter because you'll just like menu on the first frame anyway. But I think it's better to, like, if you're going to be late on your slide, have it out of a walking animation rather than a standing animation. But like, I don't know, it's like, it's one of those like really, really small things that like this speedrun is just full of little decisions like that.
Yeah.
And like speedrunning in general is just like a lot of stuff like that that's like almost invisible to someone who hasn't really like broken down the mechanics of a game.
Right, exactly. But yeah, it's those little, you'd say those little details. And for a game where lag is actually pretty prevalent, you know, those things start to kind of jump into your mind because of the way this game is constructed.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I love speedrunning because of all the little nuance like that. It's feels nice to kind of pick up on some of those things and find something that's even frames faster. It's just kind of a rewarding feeling.
Yeah, like you really kind of, you know, it's kind of like, you know, going through like, you know, doing like a frame-by-frame analysis of a movie. You really kind of learn like all those idiosyncratic and, you know, specific details about a game by really kind of pushing it to its limits and going, you know, behind the scenes.
Totally, 100%. And you just gain such an appreciation for it when you look at it at that, you know, level of detail.
Mm-hmm. So we're underway here in our... Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cassio picked up about 3 seconds in Hardman. Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, we saw Mello kind of struggle with this room last time, but he, you know, managed to not die. But this time, that's a rough one. That's 30 to 40 seconds, I think. Yeah,
that you know, puts Cassio back in the driver's seat here. Given their PB differences, this is a situation where Mello had to be close to perfect, and Cassio had to be less than. And up until then, Mello, while not perfect, had played very well, and unfortunately, that was his first major mistake.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one to come back from. He was definitely hanging in here, and obviously when your PB is a couple minutes behind almost of your opponent, like you're an underdog, you're not really expecting to win necessarily, but halfway through a run, if you're ahead, like you definitely can win it.
Yeah, so 17:28 for Cassio, taking out Sparkman, so almost a minute slower than in game 1.
Yeah, we saw just really, really well played runs in game 1 from both runners, and then this one's kind of gone the other way.
Yeah, kind of seem to be adhering to my theory. Like game 2 is like the mental mistakes start cropping up because you're comparing what you did in game 1, and you're trying to repeat the same thing, also physically and muscle memory that you did in game 1. It's like not always an easy thing, especially with some of those strats. Ooh.
Yeah, it was a pretty prophetic analysis, it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the rebound kill there.
18-13 for Mello, so 45-second difference. So just a little bit less than in game 1 as we head to the dock stages. So Mello's going to need a little bit of help here, and his play is going to have to be razor sharp here in the coming stages.
Cassio went for a pretty risky double slide on screen 1 through a drop and nailed it, so it was impressive. Nice big drop. Thanks, game.
I guess I didn't want that. Thanks, but I didn't want or need that.
Nope. The very end, the last enemy before you're free.
Alright.
Let's see how this underwater screen goes. This is one of my favorite screens to watch. It's a fun little execution gauntlet. That was really clean, actually. Drop luck was pretty decent, too. Oh, ladders. I didn't see what strat Mello went for here last time. I think he just takes the D-boost here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Missed a couple of shots, but takes care of Flash, and now Cassio on his way to taking on Doc Bubble. Gets a better pattern. This time he had triple bubble in game 1.
Yeah. Yeah, nice little one bubble there. Love to see it. It's like probably almost a 1.5 seconds difference between those two patterns. Oh! Oh, no. It won't go away. This is... Woo.
It's like cheese game, tank the hit.
Oh, he's going back for it. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say if he took one more hit, I was like not very confident in his health against Bubble, but yeah.
Yeah.
Did fine.
So Cassio got the music despawn here in Doc Shadow.
Yeah, executed this stage quite well last time. Gets the clutch jump again. Good job. One bubble for Mello as well. Bubble Man playing nice on this run. Oh, nice menu on the door close there.
Alright, Doc Wood time.
Same fight as last time for Cassio, just missed. I guess that was a little better, but yeah, he missed the one shot in phase 1. Not too bad. Gets the jump over the leaf shield again, which is nice.
Yeah, that's not easy for casual players because you know it's a lot harder than it is in Mega Man 2.
Totally. If you do it the way that we saw Cassio do it there, which is just a straight neutral jump over it, you have a 4-frame window to jump over the leaf shield. So not the tightest thing in the world, but not easy. Four frames is not free. Another pretty nice pattern from Heatman there. So we saw Mello jump over the leaf shield too, but he does like a... Oh no, he did the straight up jump. Last time he did like a little bit of a forward jump.
Nice fight there from Mello.
Yeah.
Now we head on to Doc Needle for Cassio. This was really his only major mistake in game 1, where he died right after a Doc Spark, but that was only the only thing that kept him from was a PB. So we'll see how it goes here in game 2. At this point, Cassio is just trying to really get over what was kind of a maddening opening 8 Robot Masters and try and have a more consistent run of form here in the dock stages, which he has had.
Definitely, yeah. And Mello got revenge on the parachute room for last time.
Yeah.
I am so saddened when I see people try to get the double hit on Doc Heat from above. It is so much easier from the side. Doing it from above was the strat for years. And like, you can get pretty good doing it that way, but oh man. You switch to getting it from the side, you'll notice like an immediate difference in how much easier it is. Yeah, I wish I could explain exactly how that works, but if you slide into the air shooter as it starts to come towards you, it'll like zip you across the room. Cassio's got to be careful here. If he takes a hit from almost anything, he'll die, and any death here would be a very costly one.
And yeah, any death at this point would pretty much essentially make it a dead even race, if not give Mello the outright lead.
Okay, Cassio's safe now. Well,
yeah,
he's mostly safe. If he takes 3 hits against Clash, he would die, but he wouldn't take the minute death all the way back to the checkpoint. Oh, you absolutely can take advantage of it. The airman fight, as it's presently constructed at the top level, uses the zip on every pattern except for the one that you can slide under. If you see someone zip in the airman fight, 9 times out of 10, it was an intentional one. Like if you're watching a 33 or a 34 runner. Tricky though. That's one of the toughest fights in the game, I think. Just because of the 5 different patterns he has, it's really hard to get the timings right. Considering you have to read the pattern really quick and react to it. Mello's got a much more comfy amount of health coming through this screen. In fact, he can just slide through the health drop. He jumped over it! He had full health. Mello, come on. The zip itself is pretty easy, but zipping to where you want to zip can be pretty tricky. And again, it's like different for every pattern.
Yeah, straightforward fight for Cassio against Doc Metal. Mello take out Doc Clash. Oh, Cassio does get the despawn this time.
I mean, again, if he had died there, he'd basically be tied with Mello. They'd be starting Doc Spark at the same time. So, I admire his guts for going for that.
Wouldn't he have started at the checkpoint right after Doc,
no.
after taking out Metal?
No, the checkpoint is at the bottom of the spike fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, jumped over and still collected, but thankfully his health was full, so it didn't slow him down any. Health is kind of sketchy here. Okay, Cassio's gonna choose to use the E-Tank.
Yeah, it's like...
Which is good, because he takes an 8 damage hit right away, and then another one.
Yeah, that's the funny thing with Doc Quick is his boomerangs don't hurt, but his body hit absolutely does.
Yeah, the advice I always give to new runners is take damage from the boomerangs. They do 2, and body contact is 8, which is different than it is in Mega Man 2.
Yeah, so it was 27-15 for Cassio out of there. So
Ooh, that's
compared to his game 1 splits, he actually played the dock stages a little faster in game 2. Um, he's about a minute behind his game 1 pace, but overall did play the dock stages about 10 seconds faster. Pace, yeah, 9:57 versus 9:47. So yeah, 10 seconds.
Do you write those down?
I do.
Okay, I was gonna say you have an excellent memory.
No, I try to, but no, I do take handwritten notes while I'm doing comms.
Gotcha. That first top dispenser kill that Cassio did is something that like almost nobody goes for. It is so fast, but really tough to do. He got the first one and missed the second, but pretty impressive.
Very clean fight from Mello there on Doc Quick, so he's out of 28-29. He also played the dock stages faster by about 15 seconds compared to game 1. So nice performance by both runners here. So
yeah, good to see them recover from their robos.
Yeah,
both got the frame perfect jump up in the Breakman fight too. So that's cool. Unlike the door closing, I feel like the frame perfect visual cue for the jump up in Breakman is much more difficult to spot. Alright, so let's check out the pattern here. Second worst. Worst. Cassio getting owned again. Worst. There's a good one. Best. Best. Okay, didn't end up that bad. You got a double best at the end. Yeah, shoutouts to IBN.
so about a 1-stage difference now between our runners as we head into the Wily stages. Cassio underway in Wily 2, Mello about halfway through Wily 1.
Yeah, Cassio's Wily 2 looking a lot smoother than last time. Basically perfect this time through. Alright. Gonna have like simultaneous boss fights here, although Cassio's will be over in a flash once Yellow Devil spawns. And keep an eye on Mello's turtles here. That's the best turtle. It's the second best turtle. Worst. Best. Oh, get back here. Get back here, turtle. Easy kill for Cassio. Alright. Pretty good pattern for Mello, honestly. It's like both patterns for each runner were like fairly average, not too different.
Yeah. So 30-44 for Cassio on Fade to Black. So he just said in chat 2 golds. So
I would definitely believe that Wily 2 was a gold. That was a very clean stage.
Yeah, his splits based on game 2 to game 1, game 1 to game 2 again faster. By about 5 seconds from what I can see. So yeah, I can see that definitely being a thing.
Yeah, 3 of that was probably turtles, and the other 2 was probably Wily 2.
Right, on to the Wily 3 fight.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice little quick kill. See if our runners can continue to be undefeated against the Yellow Devil today. Six and so close. Mello, you would have gotten that with the other setup. I'm telling you.
Well, he won in game 1. Unfortunately, Lady Luck was not on his side in game 2, so he'll have to settle for a 2-cycle.
Yeah, it's about 18 seconds for Yellow Devil to piece out and repiece back together on the other side.
32:26, about 1 minute 40 seconds from the two runners difference. So
nice fight for Cassio there. Only took 1 damage.
always a good feeling.
Pretty nice looking refights so far. Nice. Gets revenge on Gemini too. See if we can clean up his needle from last time. There it is. Oh no! Hits the iframes, but needle gives him a nice little pattern to recover from.
Yeah, I was gonna say just a little too quick on that 3rd shot, but yeah, no problems here.
Yeah, pretty nice. This is more or less the refights you want to see in a race. Oh no, I spoke very, very too soon.
Yeah. Good thing that was his last one. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, coming out of Robos, it looked like, you know, if Cassio stayed on track, it'd be a low 35 or something, and that's about where he's at.
Yeah, 34:08 fading out. So based on his game 1 splits, Leon's looking about a 35-25 or so.
Yeah, he missed the machine kill last time, so could be even faster than that. Oh, he went way early. This might be a health issue if he doesn't jump here. Oh, he's gonna E-tank. Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the jump. Okay. Still though, I'm pretty impressed with the recovery for both of these runners. The first half was pretty shaky for both, and then both have been pretty solid since then.
Yeah, especially for Cassio, because he had those unfortunate deaths. Mello was clean until Spark, man. That kind of...
Cassio's too busy typing. He's just standing there. Oh man, this run has been pure comedy.
Even with the comedy, Cassio on his way to
that was too early. Oh no, where are you going?
He's going safe here, and
this is how I killed him as a kid. Nice. 1991 strats.
Yeah, he still finishes him off, finishing with an official race time of 35:44. So, GG's to Cassio. Takes the 2-0 sweep and will play Madu in losers round 6.
Yep, GG Cassio. I mean, he still beat Mello's PB in this race. I obviously just having a little fun at Cassio's expense here, but
well,
yeah, good showing from Cassio today. Definitely worthy to move on. And who does he have next? He gets Madu, right?
Yeah, he has Madu. He has Madu next. Yeah, so
yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Battle of Brazil.
Oh, so somebody has to take the place of our next great Brazilian athlete with Pele gone. So Maybe one of those two.
It's, big shoes to fill.
I'm sure they're more than up to the task.
Alright. Now we're trying to finish up here.
Closing in.
Looks good. And GG Mello.
Finishing official race time of 37:14. GG's to Mello.
Unfortunately, that'll do it for this tournament for Mello. A good showing though.
Yeah. Yeah, he had an early exit out of the main bracket, but won 3 straight matches to get this far. So definitely credit to him. After having the early loss, grinding all the way to this late stage of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, and as the tournament organizer, if he made it much further, then people would accuse him of fixing matches. So
Yeah.
looks like we're gonna have both come in here for an interview, huh?
Looks that way.
Excellent. Bring him up.
Right. We are joined by our two competitors, cassiothird and MelloFlowz. GG's, guys.
Thanks. Thank you, Proa, Fasta. GG's, Cassio.
GG.
I mean, there was no way I could have won. Like, you were better than my PB in both races, I think.
Yeah, dude, sorry. I tried to throw.
It's okay. I had 3 golds throughout those 2 runs.
Yo, nice.
Very nice. Yeah, game 2, until Spark, it was dead even, really. So, it's just one of those things, like just one little miscue, and all of a sudden, yeah, just kind of got away from you, Mello.
I mean, in race 1, I was only like plus 20 something seconds from my PB at the end. And in Doc Shadow, when I jumped into that first pit, like, I was so thrown off because I don't normally slide into that room. I know most runners try to do that. Yeah, most people try to do that.
I was gonna ask you what happened there because it looks so unnatural. Like, you left that jump short by like 8 frames or something.
Yeah, I think I tried to slide, but I was already in a slide, so I just hopped out.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. It definitely seemed like, just in general, having to re-menu and kind of recalibrate everything, and kind of threw you off. So, and then, because you got the you charge up with an E-tank, then you go right into the drink. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, that E-tank is what threw me off, and then I slid into the transition.
Yeah.
I mean, normally, like, I guess the faster runners do slide into that room, but but I normally don't.
Right. And, Cassio, game 1, apart from that unfortunate death in Doc Needle, you were running right along with your PB pace. Was that kind of entering your mind a little bit as you were getting into the second half of the run?
No, not really. I was kind of happy that I didn't lose all the time I had gained in 8 robots in Doc Gemini. And I actually was pretty close to a goat split in Doc Shadow. If it wasn't a goat, I think it might have been a goat actually. So I was feeling really good about my play at that point. That death in Doc Needle was just, I guess, bad luck. Because I got a drop from the parachute and it caused lag, so my shots didn't come out.
I was E-tanking so much in those 2 races just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first one I didn't want to E-tank at all at that point because I was ahead of my PB. So.
Oh yeah.
But it was dead really fast, so it killed my team really quickly. So.
Right. Yeah, and I know in the race setting, Mello, you use more E-tanks, but it's like, you're kind of having to weigh against, the pros and cons. Like, you got that big health drop in Doc Gemini, and like a regular PB run, you wouldn't have probably gone for that. But I know you slam the brakes, like, okay, I'm picking that up just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, my health was way too low at that time.
Right.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta go, because I was already considering E-tanking, and then I saw the drop.
Yeah. And what was kind of, and I know there was like a small health pickup along the way as well, so you got even more insurance. But it's like, it's like one of those things where you kind of have to just run off your instinct on some of this, and it's like in a race, it's like it's less about PBs and more about just maintaining form or maintaining pace.
And that hacking fish in Doc Gemini is always a troll.
Yeah. Oh, he got you good.
I actually looked at the screen right as it happened. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Both races. He was chasing you down. But when he just parks there, that is so funny. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do because, as you know, Shadow can't shoot downwards, so you're just falling, waiting to get hit, or just die on the spikes. Might be better.
Yeah, I mean, you could not get hit and just choose the death instead, the honorable death.
So, well, I know, Cassio, I know you had like the rough go of it at the start of game 2, but your splits by and large after that to the Doc and the Wily stages were really strong. So is that kind of gratifying to kind of just right the ship a little bit after kind of having a rough opener?
For sure, yeah. I was feeling really bad about my first few stages.
Yeah.
Because so many weird mistakes happened. It was like the death in Magnet was very, very weird. I had never died like that in my life. So yeah. But after I think after Hardman, I kind of gotten into a good rhythm.
Yeah, that's sometimes all it takes. Just need just like a couple of good stages, just a couple of good minutes, getting a couple of those tough strats to fall into place. Like, okay, you're back on the horse, and you're like, okay, now we can continue on.
Yeah, I kind of honestly find it more impressive when you're just in the midst of a disaster run and then just play it almost on PB level from the like to get back on track is so much harder, I think, than starting off the run well and continuing to play well.
Yeah, overall I think it was good. It was just some moments where I slipped up, and I mean I don't really have the consistency in really any game, but especially Mega Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is tough.
Yeah. Yeah, especially speedrunning, because there are a lot of different variables you have to be really good at. But Mello, you made it all the way to losers round 5, and we were saying before you jumped in, like you had the early loss in round 2, but bounced back and got all the way here. Your thoughts on your performance in this tournament?
I mean, Green Mario is supposed to be here against Cassio, but unfortunately he had to drop out. So I'm here as basically just to get destroyed by Cassio as he moves on for his rematch with Madu.
Well, still a very credible performance nonetheless. You say you got 3 golds here, so it sounds like you're on the verge of a breakthrough as far as your PB is concerned.
Oh, sorry, and I said rematch with those two. They actually haven't raced yet. Just getting ahead of myself. But yeah, it's one that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
Highly anticipated for sure. Are you gonna continue doing attempts, Mello? I think you have like a good 30-second PB to probably get if you do.
Yeah.
I know a PB is right there. I'll probably keep playing it for as long as this tourney plays out, and then I don't know, warm up for the relay, I guess. But I'm not really sure which Mega Man I should even go for.
It's a tough call when you know so many.
Yeah.
I know so many, just like okay, like none of them are great. But, yeah, looking forward to that, and looking forward to the the races from the remaining runners in this tournament, of course. And good luck, Cassio, versus my dude. That's going to be a tough one.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna need it.
No. Yeah, no races currently scheduled for the tournament, but keep on the lookout for the schedule. And again, give our runners a follow. MelloFlowz and cassiothird on a entertaining show here tonight. And GG's again to both of you.
GG's. Thank you for commentating.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
thank you for the
thanks.
commentary.
Yep, thank you, and thanks to FastCC for being the expert and allowing me to just add in the occasional useful bits.
Yeah, absolutely enjoyed casting with you. Had a lot of fun watching that race, and looking forward to the rest of the matches. Good luck, Cassio. And the remaining matches are all bangers. So
yeah, good luck to you too, Fasta.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so see you all again soon here on Speed Gaming for more Mega Man 3 action as we get ready, as we head to the final stages of this tournament. So keep an eye out for future matches. We'll see you all again soon. Have a good night.